There's a shocking truth about weakening legs. It's not due to age, it's from what you're eating and drinking every day. Have you ever wondered why your legs get weaker over time? Maybe climbing stairs isn't as easy as before, or even standing for a little while makes you feel tired. Most of us often blame age and think that it is inevitable. But the truth will surprise you. The main cause of weakened muscles and legs is not the aging process but an unhealthy diet. Remember, leg strength depends not only on exercise but also on what you eat every day. Don't let age be an excuse for muscle weakness. Start your journey of change today, one meal at a time, one small choice at a time, to protect your feet, the foundation for an active and independent life in old age. Are you ready? Before the main section, please press the channel subscription button so you don't miss the next videos. 5 foods to avoid. 1. Processed sugar, the silent saboteur of muscle and joint strength. Processed sugar, seductively sweet but toxic. Processed sugar, also known as refined sugar, is one of the most common ingredients in modern foods. From white bread, to sauces, to bottled drinks, to desserts, processed sugar is present in many different forms. However, few people realize that this type of sugar not only causes weight gain or affects dental health, but also causes a series of serious problems for muscles and joints, especially in the elderly. When you consume processed sugar, the blood sugar level in your body will suddenly increase, triggering a complex biological chain of reactions. Initially, you may feel a brief burst of energy, but then your blood sugar levels drop rapidly, leaving you in a lethargic, tired state. This not only affects mood and productivity but also weakens muscles over time. But the consequences don't stop there. Processed sugar is a major culprit in chronic inflammation, one of the leading causes of muscle and joint weakness. Chronic inflammation is not the same as acute inflammation, the type of inflammation that occurs when you have an injury or infection and goes away on its own after a short period of time. In contrast, chronic inflammation is a silent, long-term process that affects many different organ systems, including muscles and joints. When you consume processed sugar regularly, your body will continuously produce inflammatory substances, thereby damaging muscle tissue and joint cartilage. Cause muscle and joint weakness, unavoidable consequences. The combination of chronic inflammation and mineral deficiencies leads to serious consequences. Muscles and joints are visibly weakened. Initially, you may feel tired and lethargic after eating sweets. But if you continue to consume processed sugar regularly, this condition will get worse, leading to muscle weakness. Muscles no longer have enough strength to perform daily activities. Joint stiffness. Joints become less flexible, causing difficulty moving. Increased risk of injury. Because muscles and joints are not adequately nourished, there is a higher risk of muscle strains, dislocations, or even bone fractures. Alternative, natural sugar, smart choice for health. Honey, natural source of energy. Honey is one of the most popular natural sugars, known for its ability to provide sustained energy and be rich in nutrients. Unlike processed sugar, honey contains natural fructose and glucose, along with enzymes, vitamins and minerals such as magnesium, potassium and calcium. In particular, honey also has powerful anti-inflammatory properties, helping to reduce inflammation in muscles and joints, thereby improving strength and flexibility. You can use honey to replace sugar in snacks, make tea, or add to smoothies. A spoonful of honey a day not only helps control sweet cravings but also aids in muscle recovery after exercise. Are you used to using honey every day? Dark chocolate awakens taste buds and nourishes muscles. Dark chocolate with a cocoa content of 70% or more is a great choice to replace processed sugar. Not only is it a healthy snack, dark chocolate also contains flavonoids, a group of powerful antioxidant compounds that help reduce inflammation and protect muscles from damage. Besides, dark chocolate is also rich in magnesium, iron and fiber, supporting nutrient absorption and maintaining muscle strength. Instead of eating sweets filled with processed sugar, try enjoying a few pieces of dark chocolate every day. You will feel the difference in your energy and overall health. Overall benefits from replacing processed sugar. Replacing processed sugars with natural sugars not only improves muscle and joint strength but also provides many other benefits for overall health. Stabilize blood sugar levels, reduces the risk of insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes. Supports cardiovascular health, reduces inflammation and improves blood circulation. Strengthen the immune system. The nutrients in natural sugar help strengthen the body's defenses. Improve mood. Natural sugars provide sustained energy, helping you feel more alert and optimistic. Imagine a future where you can walk confidently without relying on anyone, where you can enjoy the joy of morning walks or meetings with friends without worrying about weak legs. It all starts with smart choices today. 2. Fried and fast food, the hidden enemy of muscle and joint health. Trans fat, the silent saboteur. Trans fat is a type of artificial fat created during the hydrogenation of vegetable oils to increase shelf life and improve the texture of foods. They often appear in fried foods, fast foods like French fries, fried chicken, donuts, and even seemingly healthy dishes like deep-fried fish. Although trans fat provides a crunchy feel and rich flavor, the health consequences it causes are extremely serious. When consuming foods containing trans fat, the body will trigger a chronic inflammatory response, a silent, long-lasting inflammatory state that affects many different organ systems, including muscles and joints. Chronic inflammation not only damages muscle tissue but also impedes blood circulation, preventing oxygen and nutrients from reaching muscle cells effectively. As a result, muscles become weaker, more easily fatigued, and less flexible. In addition, trans fat also increases the level of bad cholesterol, LDL, in the blood, while reducing good cholesterol, HDL. This imbalance causes blood vessels to become clogged, reducing blood flow to organs, including leg muscles. This not only causes a feeling of heaviness and fatigue, but also increases the risk of diseases related to blood circulation, such as intermittent claudication or even impaired motor function. Slow blood circulation, the cause of hungry muscles. One of the scariest harmful effects of fried foods and fast foods is their ability to slow down blood circulation. As mentioned, trans fats and saturated fats in these foods increase the risk of blood vessel blockage, leading to poor blood circulation. For muscles, this means they don't get enough oxygen and nutrients to maintain function. Oxygen and nutrients play an extremely important role in the process of producing energy for muscles. When blood circulation is impeded, muscles cannot function effectively, leading to feelings of weakness, fatigue and even cramps. This condition becomes more apparent when you perform activities that require a lot of strength, such as climbing stairs, jogging or exercising. People who regularly consume fried foods and fast foods tend to feel sluggish, lack energy, and have difficulty maintaining high levels of exercise. Not only that, poor blood circulation also affects the ability of muscles to recover after exercise. Muscles need an abundance of blood to remove metabolic wastes, such as lactic acid, and provide nutrients needed for tissue regeneration. If this process is interrupted, muscles will take longer to recover, leading to prolonged soreness and decreased overall performance. Alternative solution: cook at home, smart choice for health. Grilling, a healthy and nutritious method. Grilling is one of the healthiest food processing methods, helping to preserve the natural flavors of ingredients without using a lot of oil. By grilling, you can take advantage of natural spices and herbs to create delicious, nutritious dishes. For example, you can grill chicken, fish or vegetables with a little olive oil, garlic and lemon to enhance flavor while still being healthy. Grilling not only helps reduce saturated fat but also preserves important nutrients such as protein, vitamins, and minerals. Grilled foods are often rich in magnesium, calcium and potassium, essential minerals for muscle and joint health. At the same time, this method also helps limit the formation of free radicals, thereby protecting muscles from damage. Oil-free fryer, modern technology for healthy meals. The oil-free fryer is a great invention for those who love fried food but want to stay away from the harmful effects of grease. With hot air technology, the oil-free fryer helps crispy food without using frying oil. This not only helps reduce calories and fat but also completely eliminates the risk of free radical accumulation from reused frying oil. You can use an air fryer to prepare a variety of dishes, from French fries to fried chicken to burgers. Not only that, the oil-free fryer also helps save time and effort, especially suitable for busy people who still want to maintain a healthy diet. Benefits from replacing fried foods and fast foods. Replacing fried and fast foods with healthy cooking methods not only improves muscle strength but also provides many other benefits for overall health. Reduce chronic inflammation. Healthy cooking methods help minimize the effects of trans fats and free radicals, thereby reducing inflammation in muscles and joints. Improve blood circulation. Limiting fried oils and saturated fats helps improve blood circulation, ensuring muscles receive enough oxygen and nutrients. Enhance cardiovascular health. Reduces bad cholesterol and increases good cholesterol, helping to protect the heart and blood vessels. Weight control. Healthy cooking methods help reduce calories and unhealthy fats, supporting the maintenance of ideal weight. 3. Processed meat, the silent destroyer of muscle strength and nerves. Processed meats, from sausages to deli meats to hot dogs, have become an indispensable part of the modern diet. With convenience, rich flavor, and reasonable price, these products are often chosen by people who are busy or need a quick meal. However, few people realize that processed meat is not only the enemy of heart health but also the main cause of weakened muscles and seriously affected nerves. Hidden behind that attractive cover is a series of toxic chemicals such as salt, nitrates and preservatives, agents that silently reduce muscle strength, especially in the legs, the part responsible for supporting the entire body. Let's dig deeper into the specific harms that processed meat causes. Salt. It hinders blood circulation and weakens muscles. One of the most prominent ingredients in processed meat is salt. Used to enhance flavor and extend shelf life, the amount of salt in these products often far exceeds recommended levels. According to research, just a small slice of ham can contain up to 300 to 400 milligrams of sodium, nearly 20% of the body's daily needs. This not only puts pressure on the circulatory system but also directly affects the muscles. When you consume too much salt, your body retains water to balance the excess sodium. This phenomenon leads to swelling, but what is more worrying is that it constricts blood vessels, restricting blood circulation. When blood circulation is hindered, muscles do not receive enough oxygen and nutrients needed to function. As a result, your legs feel heavy, tired and prone to cramping. In addition, excess salt also interferes with the absorption of calcium, an important mineral that helps maintain bone and joint strength. Calcium deficiency not only weakens muscles but also increases the risk of osteoporosis, a common problem in the elderly. Nitrates and preservatives, toxic chemicals that damage muscles and nerves. Besides salt, nitrates and preservatives are also scary ingredients in processed meats. They are added to extend shelf life and give the product an attractive color. However, when entering the body, nitrates and preservatives will be converted into toxic compounds, causing chronic inflammation and destroying muscle cells. Chronic inflammation not only damages muscle tissue but also attacks nerves, leading to problems such as slow reflexes, decreased coordination and even long-term nerve pain. For the elderly, this can reduce mobility, making them more dependent on support from others. Research also shows that nitrates are linked to the risk of neurological conditions, such as Parkinson's and Alzheimer's diseases. This means that every piece of sausage or slice of cold meat you eat not only weakens your muscles but also affects your brain and nervous system health. Alternative: fresh meat and plant-based protein. Fresh meat, high-quality protein source. Fresh meat, like chicken, fish, beef, and pork, is a high-quality source of protein, rich in essential amino acids that the body needs to build and maintain muscle. Unlike processed meat, fresh meat does not contain nitrates, preservatives or excess salt, helping to avoid the above harmful effects. To maximize the benefits, you should choose lean meat and prepare it at home using healthy methods such as grilling, sautéing or steaming. For example, you can prepare grilled chicken with natural spices, or sauté salmon with olive oil and lemon. These dishes are not only delicious but also rich in nutrients, helping to nourish muscles and nerves. Benefits from replacing processed meat. Replacing processed meat with fresh meat or plant-based protein not only improves muscle and nerve strength but also provides many other benefits for overall health. Reduce chronic inflammation. Healthy protein sources help minimize the effects of nitrates and preservatives, thereby reducing inflammation in muscles and nerves. Improve blood circulation. Limiting salt and saturated fat helps improve blood circulation, ensuring muscles receive enough oxygen and nutrients. Enhance cardiovascular health. Reduces bad cholesterol and increases good cholesterol, helping to protect the heart and blood vessels. Weight control. Healthy sources of protein help reduce calories and unhealthy fats, supporting the maintenance of ideal weight. Does your family have a habit of using processed meat? 4. Foods rich in sodium. Salt, the silent enemy of muscle and bone strength. Edema, when the body becomes heavy with sodium. One of the most noticeable harmful effects of sodium-rich foods is edema. You've probably experienced this feeling, swollen feet after a salty meal, or stiff ankles at the end of the day. What's going on? When you consume too much salt, your body begins to retain water to balance the excess sodium. This phenomenon is called water retention, or edema. Water accumulates in soft tissues, especially in the legs and ankles, making you feel heavy and tired. Not only is it an aesthetic issue, edema also seriously affects the ability to move. Each step becomes more difficult, and the legs gradually lose their flexibility. But that's not all. Edema is not just an outward sign, it is also a warning about potential problems within the body. This excess water increases pressure on blood vessels, causing blood to circulate more slowly. As a result, muscles do not receive enough oxygen and nutrients needed to maintain strength. You may feel like you're slowing down, not just in your walking but in all your daily activities. Calcium imbalance, when bones become fragile. Not stopping at muscles, sodium-rich foods also attack another extremely important part, bone. Did you know that excess salt can steal calcium from your bones? This is a scary truth that few people realize. Calcium is the main component that makes up bones, helping them stay strong and flexible. However, when you consume too much salt, your body will excrete calcium through urine to balance the excess sodium. This leads to the situation calcium imbalance, causing bones to become weaker and more susceptible to fracture. For the elderly, this means an increased risk of osteoporosis and joint problems. Imagine one day, you cannot stand on your feet because your bones have become too weak to bear your body weight. That's not a far-fetched scenario, but a direct consequence of consuming too much sodium-rich foods. Solution: read food labels, limit processed foods, increase potassium-rich foods. Luckily, you can completely reverse this condition by changing your eating habits. Below are specific solutions to help you control sodium intake and protect muscle and bone health. Read food labels, the secret is in the details. One of the first and most important steps to reducing sodium intake is read food labels. Many people don't realize that the amount of salt in processed foods often far exceeds recommended levels. For example, a slice of white bread can contain up to 150 to 200 milligrams of sodium, while a bowl of canned soup can contain up to 800 to 1000 milligrams. Take the time to check the nutrition labels on the products you buy. Look for foods that are low in sodium and stay away from dishes that contain too much sodium or related additives like monosodium glutamate, MSG. One tip is to prioritize whole, unprocessed foods, like fresh vegetables, lean meats, and whole grains. Limit processed foods, make smart choices. Processed foods are one of the largest sources of sodium in the modern diet. From packaged bread and pasta to sauces and snack foods, all contain significant amounts of salt. However, the most worrying thing is that salt is often hidden under many different names, such as sodium benzoate, sodium nitrate or disodium phosphate. The best solution is minimize consumption of processed foods and cook at home. This way, you can completely control the amount of salt in your meals. Instead of using refined salt, try seasoning your dishes with natural herbs and spices such as garlic, ginger, chili, or lemon. These flavors not only increase deliciousness but also help you significantly reduce your sodium intake. Increase potassium-rich foods, muscle's companion. If salt is the enemy, then thyme is the loyal companion of muscles and bones. Potassium acts as a natural coordinator, helping to balance the amount of sodium in the body and promoting the excretion of excess salt through the kidneys. Thanks to that, potassium helps improve blood circulation, reduce edema, and support better calcium absorption. Potassium-rich foods include bananas, avocados, sweet potatoes, spinach, and nuts. Try adding a banana to breakfast, some avocado to a salad or a green smoothie to replenish your body's potassium. With just a few small changes in your diet, you will feel a clear difference. Your legs are lighter, your steps are more confident, and your muscles are stronger. Every meal is an opportunity to nourish the body and build a solid foundation for the future. Imagine a life where you can walk confidently without relying on anyone, where you can enjoy the joy of morning walks or meetings with friends without having to worry about weak legs. It all starts with smart choices today. 5. White bread and refined carbohydrates, the silent saboteurs of muscle strength. Don't be so quick to blame age or general fatigue, the real problem could be right on your dinner table. White bread, refined pasta, and other refined carbohydrates, seemingly harmless foods, are actually silent saboteurs that are weakening your muscles day by day. Take a minute to imagine this. Every meal you consume is not only a source of energy but also a potential companion or enemy to muscle health. Soft white bread, a delicious plate of pasta, or even your favorite pastries all carry a hidden burden inside, the ability to cause sudden increases in blood sugar, trigger chronic inflammation and gradually reduce muscle strength. But don't worry. Today, we'll explore how to protect your leg strength, one step at a time. Refined carbohydrates, energy thieves. White bread, refined pasta, white rice, and other refined carbohydrates have become familiar dishes in modern life. They are convenient, easy to prepare and have a delicious flavor. However, few people realize that these foods not only cause weight gain but are also the main culprits that cause muscle weakness. When you consume refined carbohydrates, they are quickly broken down by the body into glucose, creating a flood of blood sugar in the blood. Initially, you may feel a brief burst of energy, but then your blood sugar levels drop rapidly, leaving you in a lethargic, tired state. This not only affects mood and productivity but also weakens muscles over time. But the consequences don't stop there. Refined carbohydrates are a major cause of chronic inflammation, one of the leading culprits leading to muscle weakness. Chronic inflammation is not the same as acute inflammation, the type of inflammation that occurs when you have an injury or infection and goes away on its own after a short period of time. In contrast, chronic inflammation is a silent, long-term process that affects many different organ systems, including muscles and joints. When you consume refined carbohydrates regularly, your body will continuously produce inflammatory substances, thereby damaging muscle tissue and joint cartilage. Additionally, refined carbohydrates cause the condition insulin resistance, a serious metabolic disorder. When the body is resistant to insulin, blood sugar cannot be effectively brought into muscle cells, leading to a state of starving muscles for energy. As a result, muscles become weaker, less flexible and fatigue easily. Chronic inflammation, the enemy of muscles and joints. Chronic inflammation is not just a temporary health problem but also a long-term threat to muscles and joints. When you consume refined carbohydrates regularly, your body will continuously produce inflammatory substances, thereby damaging muscle tissue and joint cartilage. As a result, muscles become weaker, less flexible and fatigue easily. In particular, chronic inflammation also attacks the nerves around the joints, leading to stiffness, pain and even osteoarthritis. Imagine one day, you cannot stand on your feet because your muscles and joints have become too weak to bear your body weight. That's not a far-fetched scenario, but a direct consequence of consuming too many refined carbohydrates. Solution: replace with whole grains, brown rice, and fiber-rich vegetables. Luckily, you can completely reverse this condition by changing your eating habits. Here are specific solutions to help you control your refined carbohydrate intake and protect muscle health. Whole grains, a sustainable source of energy. Whole grains, like oats, brown rice, quinoa, and wholemeal bread, are great options to replace white bread and refined carbohydrates. Not only rich in fiber, whole grains also contain many essential vitamins and minerals, which help nourish muscles and maintain overall strength. Fiber in whole grains help slow down the digestive process, thereby stabilizing blood sugar levels and avoiding sudden increases in blood sugar. As a result, your muscles receive sustained energy, helping you feel energized throughout the day. Try starting your day with a bowl of oatmeal cooked with almond milk and some fresh fruit. You can also replace white rice with brown rice or quinoa in lunch. These dishes are not only delicious but also rich in nutrients, helping to nourish muscles and maintain overall health. Are you ready for change? Please engage with our community by subscribe to the channel and share your opinion in the comments section. We'd love to hear from you. What foods have you eaten without realizing they could weaken your muscles? Or what changes have you made to your diet to improve your health? Let's continue to discover useful health tips and inspire those around us. Because your health is your most valuable asset, and we're here to support you on this journey. Wishing you always healthy, happy, and full of energy to enjoy life to the fullest.